Chapter 07, The Man Who Fell in Love, Married and Divorced Himself. The man who fell in love, married and divorced himself. There was once a man named Steve who was a narcissist. That means one who is very crazily in love with themselves, who see the world revolving around them. While growing up in school, he believed every compliment that was given to another was for himself and not for the other. But he wondered why his name wasn't mentioned then. Imagine, so the other people won't feel bad that they weren't as good as me. In one occasion at class, the teacher gave a compliment to one of the students which wasn't Steve, and after class he went to the teacher said, "I know the compliment was for me, but so Tom wouldn't feel bad you mentioned his name." "No, I meant it was for Tom," replied the teacher. And Steve replied, "Teacher, so long and you don't know my name. My name is not Thomas, it is Steve." And before the teacher could say another word, Steve walked out the door with his pride saying, "Poor teacher, who's having problems remembering my name?" As the years passed by, Steve never had a girlfriend, for he did not want no one to compete with him. One day he decided he wanted to get married, and thinking who should be the lucky lady, he said to himself, "None is worthy of me," so he decided to marry himself. He went to a pastor, and he said to the pastor, "I want to get married." The pastor said, "Where is the lucky lady?" Steve replied, "No lady here, just me and me." The pastor said, "There needs to be two to get married." And Steve replied, "I am good enough for two. And now say the words and I reply, I do." Before the pastor could continue, Steve replied, "I do," and leaving the church thought to himself he was married to himself. The first day Steve told himself, "I want you to do the dishes while I cook." But after cooking and eating felt lazy and didn't want to do the dishes, so he argued with himself, "You lazy you, I married you so you could be a help. But you do nothing all day but eat while another cooks." The next day Steve woke up late for his job, and he blamed himself. And said, "Why you did not wake me up?" And he answered himself, "What do you think, I'm your maid?" And the argument was so intense that he wanted to file for divorce and divorce himself. So the divorce came and went. And he found out that he couldn't leave the person who he married, for it was himself. Day by day he saw all his imperfections, and noticed how sinful he truly was. Till one day he yelled in tears, "Who will save me from this person who I am?" And seeing a paper on the floor with the plan of salvation, got saved and became a Christian. Now Steve only thinks the world revolves on one man, and that is not himself but Jesus, who saved him and is altogether perfect and lovely.